Hello, Red-Headed Riding Hood here, red for short. My painting fell. I need to get some new command strips and hang it back up like I did the bunny one with a bunch of, that's why I didn't take that one down, because this one is a little bit smaller and I was afraid there would be marks on the wall. And so I hung her to cover up that. And so tomorrow after work, I had a day off and it was a good day. I've been working on my Lisa A. Romano class. And I think I'm going to talk about codependency tomorrow night on my live. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to read you William Barclay's Daily Celebration. A Life of Your Own. One of the insoluble problems of a man who becomes a public figure is that he no longer belongs to himself, or to his wife, or to his family. He begins to belong to the public, and there is a very real sense in which that has to be so. A great surgeon cannot refuse to carry out an emergency operation because he happens to have planned a family party. A great police officer cannot refuse a sudden investigation of a crime because he would like to spend a night at home. A great statesman cannot refuse to a tour of the country when he would much rather be with his family. A parson cannot refuse a summons to comfort the sorrowing and soothe the troubled and the ill on an evening when he has planned an outing with his wife and children. The demands of public life are merciless and inexorable on the man who has something which the public needs and demands. This makes things very difficult for those who are nearest and dearest to him. Sometimes the human relationship collapses under the strain, as for instance in the tragic breakup of the marriage of Dick Shepherd, whose wife in the end left him. Someone maybe from the 70s or 60s, as that's when this was written. And he's in the UK also. Sometimes this relationship can be solved, as it was by Sangster. Soon after his marriage, Sangster, I don't know who that is, said to his wife, "I can't be a good husband and a good minister. I'm going to be a good minister." That doesn't sound good. He never took his wife and family out. He often forgot his wife's birthday unless he was reminded of it. He spent much of his time on preaching and lecturing tours at home and abroad. That's sad. Doesn't sound like it was solved to me. As his son writes, "It all depends, of course, what you mean by a good husband. If you mean a man who dries up as his wife washes the pots, or a handyman about the house, or even a man who takes his wife out for an occasional treat, then my father was the worst of all husbands. But if a good husband is a man who loves his wife absolutely, expresses that love daily, asks her aid in all he does, and dedicates himself to a cause which he believes is greater than both of them, then my father was as good a husband as a minister." All talent is a responsibility, And the greater the talent a man has, the less he belongs to himself. Jesus himself said that the man who puts even the dearest relationships of life before him is not worthy of him. Matthew 10:37 and 38. But where love is great enough and where love lets itself be known, even this problem can be solved. Okay. Tell me below what you think of that one. Okay, don't say that no one cares for you, because I do and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. See you tomorrow.